All right, everybody, let's get ready to hop into today's bonus stream. Good morning, Fairy Mysterio, and thank you so much, Dunk, for that resub. Gonna drop some snacks into the chat for you. Thank you, as always. We have a really unique opportunity today. We have the chance to chat with the developers of a couple of IndieCade selection titles. And this stream is essentially kind of being brought to us via IndieCade. This is a special IndieCade event, so folks who are coming in from the IndieCade world, please sit down, relax, grab a cup of your favorite warm beverage or cold, whatever you want to drink tonight, and we are going to get started now. Boop. You can see the cafe looks a little different. We've got our IndieCade badge. It is official. Hey, Joran, welcome in. We are doing something a little different, as I was saying in our intro. We are going to have the chance to play 2 games today, and with the first one called Mother Player, we will have the developer here in the stream chatting with us as we go through the game, talking about what it was like to create it. I think you're going to find it really interesting. This is one that really is quite personal, quite emotional, I would say, both in like the highs and the lows. And I'm really, really looking forward to talking with the developer, Angela. The second game, I think, is really going to be a great way to ease into the weekend, because that game is this musical video experience. If let me actually get both of those sort of prepped on the window here. The first one, I can't remember if I said the title, is called Mother Player. The second title that we're playing today is called A Number from Ghost. So we're going to have a busy evening, but thank you for stopping by. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Today has been a busy one. I helped host the first show and tell, I think it's the first show and tell showcase for IndieCade earlier today, so that was really exciting. Did a bunch of work in between, and yeah, and then got ready to do this stream. So it's been quite a whirlwind of a day. I'd love to hear what you've been up to as you're easing into the weekend. I'm really looking forward to just getting a lot of stuff done. I feel like I have a lot of things on my to-do list, and I'm going to be doing that this weekend. About to boot up Crosscode in a couple hours, hopefully finish it tonight. Heck yes, that's super cool. Crosscode is on my list of games to play, a big list. Mysterio's having breakfast. I hope you have a good breakfast, Mysterio. Thank you. And Dunk says, I'm feeling good, building up to Hazel's first birthday party, oh my gosh, on Sunday, birthday not till the 8th, which just ain't right. How is it already almost a first birthday? That's incredible. Oh my gosh. I feel like this game may be quite interesting to you specifically, Dunk, Mother Player, the first one that we're going to play, because this game is about becoming a parent, particularly during the pandemic. And so I think especially you're a bit more on like the tail end of sort of what we're like socially calling like the core of the pandemic, because it's technically still happening, it's still existing. But I think you'd find this game really interesting because it is about this idea of parenthood, about identity as you're becoming a parent. So yeah, very cool. Yes, and happy early birthday to Hazel. Welcome in, Doc. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good Friday. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to play it. I was telling the developer, Angela, who I'll bring into the stream in just a second. I was telling her how it was kind of weirdly affecting to play a game that was about becoming a parent. I'm not a parent, but I want to be someday, and especially from the perspective of someone who births kids, it's like, oh gosh, these are things that I have been thinking more about. So it was really, really cool. I'm also feeling mischievous. Is it pranks time? Are you going to do some pranks? Let me know. I want to hear. What do you have planned? What mischief do you have planned for this weekend? No, one of the worst. I feel like you've had a string of not very good Fridays. Oh my... this doesn't count as the mischief, Dunk. I have alerts turned off just so that we can, since this is the IndieCade showcase, we're gonna have this as a VOD. But oh my gosh, thank you for gifting 10 whopping big subs to folks in the community. Dunk, that's not, that can't be the mischief. What are you talking about? It's amazing. Thank you so much, Dunk, for supporting the stream. Y'all, if you have hearts, snacks, whatever, favorite emotes, yes, Joran's doing the thing, drop them into the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dunk. That's really kind of you. Friday before vacation is always cursed. Oh, isn't that the way? Fridays, the day before any vacation, is always cursed because something in the world always knows that you're about to leave. So everything gets stacked on you right before you. It never fails. But you have a good vacation coming up. Yeah, we're gonna grab snacks to look forward to on Wednesday. Exactly. So you got through Friday. Hopefully, are you done with your work day? Are you finished? Is now the time just to relax? Because this is it. This is the time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm almost in your shoes. I will be getting ready in a couple of weeks to go on my own holiday. My PTO, gotta use it. Don't want to lose it. And so I have 2 weeks off. And it's a really interesting feeling because my work is being really wonderful. And they're like, if you're on holiday, hand over don't sign in. You can hand over everything, just prep us, so then you can go and enjoy your vacation. I have never had a job that has so adamantly encouraged me to do that. and not just encouraged, is making me do it. Because I very well am the person who will just do the work over my vacation, and I would never want anyone to do that, but I know that that is my disposition. I hate it, but I do it. It's just how it is. So I'm trying to learn how to let go. So I'm kind of be in sort of your shoes. That is so good of them. Yeah, work is work. It does not replace, like, so many companies out there are like, we're family. That's no. Never. But I will say, for a workplace, my workplace is an outstanding one. So it's pretty nice to have that. They're like, no, you're going to be on vacation, so don't check your emails. Welcome, Invi. It's good to see you. Oh my goodness. Whenever I've been in any team lead positions, I've always been very strict to ensure people properly switch off. And that is the good thing to do. Dunk! Thank you. Again, notifications are turned off for today because we're celebrating IndieCade, but I appreciate you gifting a sub to V. That's so kind. Wow. Dunk, this is the mischievous Dunk. Friday shenanigans. So good. Yeah, butter knife is my favorite. I love that emote so much. More and more, I feel like that is less a secret part of my energy and becoming more of a real open part of my energy. It used to be, I was like, people probably don't think I have like a little stabby in my heart, but I do. And I think more and more people are realizing it. Just warming up. Oh God. Oh my gosh, you're too kind. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's get ready. Let's hop in. We have the wonderful Angela here with us today. It's going to take me a second because I have so many tabs open. And I don't know what it is across 2 monitors. I feel like my brain just is like, there's so much to investigate. But we are going to bring Angela in just a second. And we're going to turn on the game. I think if Angela's in the chat, you can, here, hold on. I think I just need to say, I'm ready for you in show and tell. Okay, let's see. I don't know if Angela can see the channel without me dragging them in personally, so I'm gonna just check really fast. If not, I can just go into the other room. But in the meantime, let's boot up the game because I think that'll take just a second as well. What we're playing first is Mother Player. So this is a game. Apologies, that's a little bit loud. Let me sort that out too. What we're going to be doing is playing this game, talking with the developer at the same time. And oh, perfect. Thank you for linking that, Dunk. And just kind of seeing what it's like. Oh, hold on. Okay, I think. Is this? Do. Okay. All right, let's see if this works. I think we're just trying to figure out which Discord room we're heading into first. Okay, cool. I will just show up there. Okay, here we go. Hey, Angela, can you hear me? Okay, no worries. Here, let me, if you're ready to come onto the stream, we're ready for you. And unless you need a second, and then we can just wait for you. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. Okay, and let me get you up on the stream. Oh, 1 second. Okay, no worries. And thank you, the capital G, for the follow. Appreciate it. We're taking 1 second just to get Angela up because Discord has moved around for me. So this is going to be just quick tech stream. How are you doing, capital G? All right. So let's do a nice little window capture for Discord. And perfect. And we're going to be bringing the game up. The game does have a lot of reading. I will click slowly through, but we probably won't read every single line aloud as we normally do. Dave, thank you for the resub. Simply because I really want to get into talking with Angela, who's here in the stream with me, about what it's like to create this game. So let me just now move everything aside this way. And I'm gonna, sorry for the quick loud volume. I'm gonna try and turn it down just a little bit. Let me know if that sounded really, really loud or if you could hear it, chat. Also, Dave, I hope you're having a good Friday. All right, but I think now, hopefully you should see Angela on stream. Hello, can everyone hear Angela okay?
Hello.
There we go. All right. You should be able to hear it. Perfect. Awesome. And as we click into the game, hopefully that's not too loud, but let me know, everyone, if that sounds all right. You should be able to see some beautiful art.
I actually cannot see your gameplay or you.
Yeah, I think that's just because Discord, let me try to screen share, actually. It may turn it into an eternal loop.
Oh, no, I mean, it's fine if you
Let's
can't, because I'm looking on the live stream. I don't see this yet. So.
No worries. Here, I'm just going to try this and see if we could finagle it a little bit. And that way you can also see what's going on and be seen.
Cool. I think that would be helpful for...
Yeah, for sure.
The project.
Okay, so we're going to have to move this around just a little bit. Oh. I love having all of these windows open at one time. It's always...
You're doing an incredible job.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for everything you've been doing. It's really a marvel. I'm very impressed.
All right, there we go. That should be a little bit better. Yay, awesome. And then you can all again, I said this morning already, but I love like you had glasses on your top, so cool, super stylish. Hey, Nymeria, welcome in. It's good to see you. Okay, perfect. So this should look pretty solid for everyone, and you should be able to see now the stream via Discord.
Gorgeous.
Perfect.
I mean,
Yeah.
gorgeous because it's working. I'm not saying that about my own game.
Oh, you should say it about your own game because it is beautiful. I loved as soon as I booted it up and I was just like, oh, Chrono Trigger, I can see Final Fantasy, like all of it. The radical softness is a form of resistance, something I very much connect with. So I guess looking at this screen, I see that it's like a sketchbook of sorts. And that's the framing of this game. And I'd love to hear just kind of how you talked through framing it within this sketchbook.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for asking me that. Nobody has asked me that yet. So yeah, I was really thinking about this game as a kind of like a diaristic telling of my own experience as a pansexual burnout artist deciding to have a kid right as a pandemic is happening. So
Oh gosh.
place that the game takes place in is like this sort of this very like from one's own experience, you're playing through my experience, so it's within a sort of like sketchbook notebook sort of setting. So I thought that the form lent itself to the content.
Yeah. Is that your favorite medium to work in, is primarily sketching, or do you do other like modalities of art as well?
No, so I'm not like, I would not say that sketching is my primary way of working, at least not since a very, very long time ago. But
Right.
yeah, I'm mostly a media artist, so I work between video games, performances in virtual environments. I make documentary film, and I make sort of experimental media installation, often in like museum and gallery contexts. But the approach to this project allowed me sort of a return to drawing and painting, which were really important parts of my like, early upbringing and such.
Right. Yeah, and I think this idea of like returning back to sort of like things that you used to do is really interesting, especially because, in this scene, you're starting to find out all this news about how you're going to have to change completely the routines that you've held familiar your whole life. So right now, for folks who haven't dove into the game or don't know, you're a teacher, an art teacher, who's just been notified that you are shifting to working from home, and that lockdown has begun in 2020, or I guess 2019, moving into 2020.
Oh, it's March
Was it
2020.
2020?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, March.
Yeah. So I guess, was this your actual experience? Were you an art teacher, and is this how you found out the news? I think it said like you're sitting on the toilet and you're scrolling through the phone, and it's like, oh, this email just popped up. Because we all do it.
I'm starting off by admitting something gross right away. Yeah, so I'm a professor at Carnegie Mellon University. I've been teaching there. This is my 9th year there. So yeah, the email that you read through, there are quotes from the actual email I received from the head of school.
Wow.
Yeah, if he plays that, he may not be thrilled, but nonetheless, it was just what was happening, and I thought, I was going back through, all of these correspondences that I'd gotten around that time when things were starting to be canceled, and things were shutting down, and so that's from that actual exchange.
Yeah. And Dave says 2020, aka 35 years ago. Well, it feels like that. Right. The whole time is a whole weird thing, especially around that time. Now, this is what really caught sort of my heart and attention was, I think when I started this game, I actually intentionally did not read anything about it, just to see kind of what it felt like jumping in, just totally fresh. And this is what struck me, because very rarely do you see pregnancy ever talked about in a game. And immediately you are introduced to the idea that your character that you're playing, that you're playing as, is taking a pregnancy test and is finding out that they're pregnant?
During the pandemic, so I had found out that I was pregnant, and literally had a test sitting on the windowsill, while I was reading this like email about how I need to learn how to teach remotely.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something I was going to say about this. Oh no, I lost it, but yes. Oh no, I got it back. Okay, so yeah, so while I was, we're in lockdown, pregnant, suddenly that you can't go outside, or at least not into like indoor public spaces or
Mm-hmm.
indoor private spaces that aren't your own. So I was playing. I always play video games, but I was playing like way more video games than I had been able to in like recent years,
Yeah.
and as I was pregnant, I kept being struck by how many games either started with someone whose mom was dead, like the main character, their mom is dead, or
Yeah.
like um there's some like there's very few like origin stories or point of view characters that start with like talking about having children or being
Mm-hmm.
pregnant. Very few exceptions, and most of them are not particularly complex or thoughtful. In more recent years, that's changed a little bit, but yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so I was like, I felt a sort of urgent call to start, bringing that to this form that I love.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed, especially just as I was playing yesterday and just now, is when I click on these side images,
Oh, you found them.
they change up. And what I think is kind of incredible is you hear these sort of sound bites of a kid. And I'm really curious if this is like your kid that you voice recorded maybe over this time of development, was just sort of other audio bites that you got, and what is the story behind having these customizable sketches that you can click through?
Yeah. So I was making each of the sort of sections of the story has their own animated vignette. Right now, you're seeing the pregnancy test as one of them. They're all hand drawn. Well, first I film them, then I break them into frames, then I hand draw them and animate them. And while I was making them, I remembered I was a part of like the sort of feminist net art community of the early 2000s, and I was thinking about the animated, the ridiculously like overly cute high femme girly gifs I was making within those spaces, and I just wanted them to be a part of the sketchbook somehow.
Right.
So yeah, I started to basically make all of these extremely cheesy, like early 2000s, but extremely hand drawn and laborious, like gifts that should take like no time to make, that I've turned into things that took forever to make. And
Mm-hmm.
then the sounds came later. So I had been making them even while like when Yvette was very like a newborn,
Yeah.
like making them in the times where the few moments of time that I had to work, which were usually when she was napping. But as she got a little older and the project started taking shape, I didn't want her voice to be you'll see, we'll get to it. There are painted overlays that she has made. But yeah, I decided not everybody clicks on those. Not everybody realizes that they're interactive, but when they
Mm-hmm.
do, they get a huge payoff because my daughter says extremely cute things, um, which are really fun to prompt her into saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Oh,
Pikachu. She's like, Pikachu.
cute. Oh my goodness. It is fun. And I think every time I got to sort of a new chapter in this game, I did go through and click and just make sure I saw everything that was available through it, because it was fun to discover them. And I was very much a fan of, like, in the early 2000s, those like hyper sparkly, glittery just gifs and assets and stickers. So I really liked seeing them here. I'm One of the moments that we're in right now in this part of the game is sharing the news and figuring out how you're going to tell your partner. Are you going to like kick open the door and say it's baby time, or are you doing something more complicated? And I'm curious, just these choices I think are really interesting because like as people, that's how we navigate these big moments. And what narratively, is there anything sort of narratively that happens as we pick different options? Does this just allow for that space for me as a player to feel more immersed in the game because I can put my own sort of spin on things? What are these choices doing in the game for me?
Each of the choices is some variation of some way that I've handled this. The first two lead to the same sort of trajectory where you choose the approach that works for you. The third one was a way to thread in kind of a background story about my relationship with my partner and how maybe a month after we started dating, we'd known each other for a long time previous, but I modded Tetris, and I turned like all the blocks into like hearts and stars, and all the words into like you're a cutie, and anyway, like yeah. So it's called my partner's name is Jessie, and it's called Jestris. Yes,
I love that. And I love that. And I love that when you do click it, because that's the option I clicked when I played the other evening. There's this moment of like, that would be cool, but I did that before, and also like that would take a lot of time. So let's figure out maybe a more immediate way to give this news, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, a lot of the options, like if you choose an option that's going to like turn the story in a different direction, you may receive like a flashback or like more context or like deepen your understanding of who you are and your relationship to others in this the game.
So this is interesting because we've now jumped forward a bit of time. We're getting ready for, I think, the first ultrasound, if I'm remembering correctly, and the sketches are now no longer here, but instead it's that watercolor feeling. What made you decide to shift from like sketch, because it goes back to sketchbook later? What is the distinction between moments like this watercolor and the sketchbook scenes and other mediums?
The shift here is like there's a shift from before you entirely know or have like become just comfortable with the fact that, or not comfortable. Comfortable is the wrong word. You're not very comfortable through most of this game. But yeah, you have like the reality of how your life is going to change has set in. So that's like the shift from black and white to this sort of like full color, and the backdrops are painted by my daughter. So like her presence becomes felt in the game at the sort of point, you fast forwarded to where like, there's really like life going on, even if it's stational life. And then later in the game, there's like something like particularly traumatic and difficult that happens, and you actually decide to like write about it, and at that point you go into this other space of like processing it within a literal notebook.
Wow.
So that's why that shift happens there. And the like so my daughter from age like 1 to now like 2, she loves to paint. She makes tons and tons of watercolor paintings, and then later there are like collages and also like oil pastel drawings. And so I'm just collecting and scanning them all. I work with a studio assistant who helps me scan the many hundreds of paintings she makes, and then I see which ones sort of like, if we're outdoors, we're gonna see green ones, but I have to go through all the collection of which ones that Yvette made have green in them. Like, that's how the process works.
Yeah, and Dunk says that's really cool, and I agree. I think what's really neat is, I think, especially as is your daughter's name Yvette, you said?
Yes, Yvette.
Yvette, as Yvette grows up, being able to see like this sort of creation that she also got to take part in some kind of way, I think this is really amazing. You see like baby scrapbooks, and this is sort of on the next level of scrapbook.
A many year, extremely laborious and highly personal and embarrassing family scrapbook.
And right here, we haven't really gotten to, like, you're still very early in the pregnancy in this, and this is also still very early in just being in lockdown, trying to figure out and how to navigate the earlier days of restricting and social distancing. And this part was really interesting because it took me back quite vividly to seeing everyone on the news and all of the different paraphernalia that people wearing, because we just didn't know what anything was at this point in time, where like people were wearing hazmat suits and some people were wearing like trash bags and some had like shields and some had masks and some had any number of things, and so I thought this was quite interesting as a player to almost be teleported back into that time in this scene in particular.
That game functions, not only as a sort of story about an artist who's like working through what it means to shift their like whole priorities and world to care for another, particularly an artist who's very selfish about their practice, but that it's also a sort of time capsule of the early onset of the pandemic, which went on for so long that it became very normalized. A lot of behaviors became very commonplace that beforehand were not, like the mass ordering of groceries, or the way that hand sanitizer now exists in every institution that you go into. I mean, many of them are empty, but they still sort of remain, or the stickers on the grocery aisles that ask you to remain 6 feet apart. And I wanted to really situate the player into what that felt like, and also as a person who's like, what does it mean to bring like life into this new world that's like this.
And it's interesting because parenthood is already a time of such drastic change. I'm not a parent, but I imagine it is a drastic change in your lifestyle and livelihood, and to have that kind of paralleled and also happening simultaneously as this giant lifestyle change as a world, I think is also really just something that I hadn't thought about really, because that wasn't my experience during this time, but playing your game really got me thinking about that. And so this one right here was funny because I just remember the toilet paper searches that I think we all went on. I remember we ordered this like jumbo pack that was meant because nothing else was available, and the only thing that was left is like the toilet paper that companies ordered, like the not good quality kind that you just like mass. Yeah.
I still have that in my basement, like a huge yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm happy that we're out of that phase particularly. And thank you, Dunk, for gifting a sub. Another sub to thank you to Miss Morgan. It's good to have you here. For folks who are just hopping in, we have Angela here, who's the developer for Mother Player, and it's the game that we're going through right now that is this wonderful narrative title that dives into what it's like during being a parent, especially during COVID, and some of the earlier days and finding out you're pregnant in 2020. One of the things that is brought up pretty early and carries through the game is the sense of self. As an artist, how do you navigate maintaining your sense of self while also knowing that your life is about to be given to someone else, essentially, and your time and your energy is about to be divided in a lot of different ways? I'm curious what it was like to start parsing through that and figuring out what story you wanted to tell in terms of self and parenthood.
Yeah, I think so. The game is heavily inspired by the book Mother Reader, and the title is actually a play on that. Mother Reader is a book by Moira Davey, which is like basically a series of short essays collected by women artists and writers who talked very explicitly about the challenges that parenting brought to the maintenance of their art practices.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about parenting in a way that is frequently it's very difficult to talk about the challenges of parenting. It's very difficult to not just like be like, motherhood is an amazing blessing. I'm gonna have a goddess pregnancy. I'm so magical. Like, look at me give birth. Whatever. Anyway, so I felt like, and I was reading like so many things that had this sort of vibe. It wasn't until an artist who I really love, Susie Silver, gave me this copy of Mother Reader that I was like, oh, thank God, these people are really talking about the challenges. So yeah, I hope that this is answering your question. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, no, that does, because I think one thing that I think about a lot, just as a person who has seen friends go through pregnancy, and I'm both excited and fascinated by it because I hope to be a parent someday, but also I feel like I've never really had a truly real talk about what it means and how it impacts you as a person to go through that process. And so again, it's just really exciting to see that this game exists and that you were willing to be vulnerable and get into some of the messier parts and some of the harder parts without kind of making it all sparkles and goddess and rainbows, like we see sometimes in some of these other forums and other places. Also, really quick, thank you to Stumped for the raid. For anyone hanging out after the Stumped stream, we are currently going through demos for IndieCade, and today we're playing and going through Mother Player and talking with, I have the developer, right this way here, Angela, who is the developer for Mother Player. Hello, Skittles. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much. This is a game that goes into motherhood, or parenthood, I guess, really. Just parenthood, raising a child during COVID, lifestyle changes, not just simply because of the pandemic, but because of becoming a parent. And the word right here, it just says hard, and that kind of sums it up in a lot of ways. What's something that you hope people get as they play this game? Like emotionally, or just what do you want them to take away?
I think I want them to take away just how many things about like the gestational experience, about parenting, that you don't become aware of until you go through it, and that they're just not things that have been prioritized by the media that we consume. And also in just not topics that have been made welcome or comfortable in public discourse. Like, I started thinking about when I became pregnant, how many people started talking to me about their experiences with miscarriages, their experiences with IVF and inability, fertility failures, issues around. A big thing that came up for me before I had Yvette and shortly after, like, so many people coming forward to me about their experiences with breastfeeding and the pressure that the pressure that many new parents are put under to perform breastfeeding really well for long amounts of time, when there's many reasons why that doesn't work out for everybody. So yeah, there's all this stuff that's kind of like uncomfortable to talk about. And also, like, I think for me, a story like this is important to like put a person into the embodied experience of like walking through one's like sort of inner monologue. So often your choices are something that's like overwhelmingly like positive and like enthusiastic, something that's like I feel uncertain, and something that's like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Because that's usually what I was like constantly like moving between in my own experience, and also the experiences that have been shared with me by other artists. So
yeah. And I think knowing and recognizing that it feels like probably you're gonna go through all of those things perhaps sometimes in a short amount of time, and it's not necessarily like it's all gonna feel great or it's all gonna really suck. It's like you may
Yeah.
have many of those in an hour
Yeah.
even.
It's a mess.
Yes. We just have a little bit of time left, so I want to make sure that if anyone in the chat also has questions, please feel free to ask. Also, let me know if the music is too loud. But yes. And Dunk says, yeah, there was so much I thought I knew. And Dunk is, we were just talking earlier, Dunk is actually celebrating the first birthday of his kid, which is really exciting. And Dunk says, there's so much I thought I knew and much more I didn't. I'm not even doing the hard part, which is pretty, I think, reflective of what I feel like a lot of people say just in general about parenthood is you just kind of don't know until it happens, really. Yeah, Dunk's a new dad. Let me know. I just turned down the music a little bit. Let me know if that sounds better.
Can I mention something about the music really quickly?
Absolutely, yeah.
So my partner is an electronic musician, and Yvette has had an assortment of very annoying sounding toys that had driven us crazy. And so when I was working on the project, we collaborated on coming up with a soundtrack that is made entirely from like manipulating Yvette's very annoying toys to make them sound
That's amazing.
very beautiful and less annoying.
That's awesome. I love that story, y'all. So there we go. Yeah, Dunk says I love that. Yeah, what a great way to take something that probably caused you a lot of just like, sort of the nerves of just why, and making it into something a lot more pleasant. In this particular scene, because we haven't talked a lot about the role that your teaching had, especially, you, as a teacher, and I used to be a teacher as well, of middle schoolers, not of college students, but as a teacher, you take on this sort of parental role sometimes with your students, or at least a mentor role, where you are looking out for their well-being. You're trying to make sure that you take into account the human, not just the fact that you have to teach them these things, that are on the syllabus. What was that like during, the pandemic and sort of the height, and seeing your students go through this and having to navigate it for yourself the first time?
Yeah, it became an important part of the game because it was so hard, because I felt institutional pressure. Like, it was like, we're going on lockdown, you have 2 days to figure out how to teach remotely. Like, first of all, I was like, that's going to lead to a lot of like irresponsible instruction, a lot of people like just not knowing how to do it, and a lot of students who are like putting money and time into being in this educational experience. So I was already like, this is not how to do this. Right. And also, yeah, I really felt for my students. So my grad students, in this scene you're seeing, I'm interacting with one of my grad students. My grad students, they're from all over the world. Some are from the US and some are international. And they're like dealing with like not being able to get home, being like isolated, living in like a shitty apartment by themselves in Pittsburgh. When they're like, I don't know what's going on with my family. Right. I can't fly back. My mother's sick or immunocompromised. Like, what do I do? People like taking incredible risks, potentially like the family members, potentially last time. Like, it just was horrible. And then I'm like, my MFA program is like forcing them to meet with me, to have conversations about their work and how productive they're being. And I'm just like, yeah, for some of the students, it was like, or they might have had like housing precarity. They may like, there were so many, like there was, food precarity issues. There was just so much stuff going on. And it just, I don't know that they always know how empathetic or how like frustrated I am that I'm put into a position of like being complicit in them having to do that. So in some ways the game was a space for me to like, in an almost manifesto-esque way, like put some of that out there.
Right.
And it, it's not unique to my school. This happened with every single school. Like
Mhm.
everybody went this way. But yeah, and for my undergrads, like you interact with them a little bit later in the game. I think I'm like 6 months pregnant or 5 months, whatever. Something like that. And yeah, and they're like dealing, at that point, people aren't attending, and I'm having like guest speakers and they're not there, and I'm also
Mhm.
like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why we're still, anyway. So it's a lot of like putting, yeah, putting some of the perspective of a faculty member who really doesn't feel comfortable with the way that this was handled,
Mhm.
into this game for anybody who might relate to it.
Yeah. I think, again, I think that this game really resonated with me on a lot of fronts. And I think as a teacher, this also, like, this level also really hit for me. I wasn't a classroom teacher during this time, but knowing the work that teachers put in and the huge shift that had to get made, like you said, basically overnight. It was really poignant for me to read and reflect on as I played. Um, and welcome in, Anna. It's good to see you. Thank you again for the raid. Fun Chop says, love the art direction. I totally agree. I think it's absolutely beautiful and just really striking. It's kind of unforgettable in a lot of ways because of the mix of mediums and the motion. Um, we have, yeah, we're just about done. I'm curious, you mentioned earlier this morning when we chatted, you have an exhibit coming up, and I'd love for you to share a little bit more about that.
So, I'm always moving between the sort of like fine art museums and gallery spaces, and conferences and video game and documentary film, and I'm always like in between all these different places. But yeah, so when the game is finished, it will have also like a life as an installation with like wallpapers that are made from my like daughter's paintings, and multiple stations to play the game, and furniture that like has all the icons, and books that are made from the key art. So um, yeah, all the individual frames of animation that are made. But yeah, so it's going to be this spring, date to be announced, but yeah, New York at a space called Public Works Administration, which is actually inside the New York subway system.
Oh,
So
that's
also
so
be like
cool.
have a larger sort of public maybe than tends to go to like a traditional commercial art gallery. So I'm really
Awesome.
excited.
That's really cool. I wish I could come to New York just to see it. Dunk has thankfully, thank you, Dunk, linked your website, angelawashko.com, in the chat. So if any of you are interested in just seeing other work from Angela, Angela also mentioned this morning that there have been other IndieCade games from Angela in this showcase. And in addition to all of the other art and documentary work, that's all on the website, and you can find and follow and make sure you stay in the loop with what's going on. I really recommend, we have just like scratched the surface of this game. I've been just going through, showing you all how the narrative works, what some of the intro scenes look like. It's a beautiful game. I highly recommend y'all investigate it, play it, talk about it. Honestly, it's lots of food for thought and good topics of discussion. Before you head out, I wanted to ask you about the idea of community, because that comes up repeatedly. And I'm curious, just what are the ways that you found throughout the pandemic, and also even after, how community has played a role in your life as an artist and as a parent?
As I was like starting to think about having like, I think I want to have a kid, like I think because I've been a part of collective, like I've lived in collectives and intentional communities. I have found that, if I have a kid, I really want to have them sort of like grow up surrounded by people who've like lived in alternative ways, people who are representative of lots of different perspectives and ways of being. And so yeah, the idea of like having a kid in a time when I can't leave my house was like really worrying to me, because I was like, how am I going to do this and maintain this sort of connection? Fortunately now, I think, I've been able to like take Yvette to lots more events and things going on in my community. It still feels in some ways a little bit, I don't want to say unnatural, but I think because we got so used to the mode of like, we can't go anywhere, we can't possibly give the baby COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely still something like a psychological block sometimes about like doing like large gatherings and stuff like that. But yeah, I've always been like an artist who's worked collaboratively, who's worked alongside of social movements for change, who has been immersed in artistic communities that have uplifted my work, and I've tried to uplift the work of others within feminist activist communities, particularly OG feminist activists and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking just the time on your Friday night to hang out with us, to allow us to go through a bit of your game with you, talk through a lot of the themes. Again, this is Angela, everybody. Thank you for the raid, Lauren. I know you have to jet. Thank you so much. And if you are interested in playing this, in again experiencing a game that addresses not only some of the like social and personal dynamics coming out of the pandemic, but also becoming a parent during the height of the pandemic, this is a game to check out. I think it is absolutely worth playing, so y'all should go find Mother Player. Thank you so much, and I'll switch you out. You can head on and enjoy your Friday night. Thank you, Angela.
Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, that was Angela again. I super appreciate Angela coming in and just talking through the game. Here, I'll turn on some background music. For those who have, excuse me, getting choked up, come in on the raids. Welcome. Thanks again to Stumped for the raid, for Lauren the Short for the raid. I know y'all probably have had to run and just jet so that you can get going with decompressing after the stream. My name is Kim Chica. I am a game developer as well as an indie game curator. I create content highlighting indie games that I think you should absolutely pay attention to, that I think are standout in what they're trying to do and say. And today we have a special stream because you can see the branding a little bit different than the normal cafe vibes. We are fortunately working with IndieCade today, and we're highlighting 2 of the selections for the IndieCade Festival. Thanks, Dunk, for linking Angela's website and the selection of Mother Player. That's what we just got done clicking through, talking through. Earlier this morning, I did a show and tell where we went through a whopping 15 different games and developers, talked a little bit about different sources of inspiration and why they made what they did. And today, and right now, we are going to be playing one more game, one more demo to just see what there's out there that maybe is a little bit different, a little bit more weird, a little more abstract, but some things in some ways that indie developers are pushing the medium forward and pushing it to do things that maybe you don't expect, which I think is always really exciting. That's some of my favorite parts about indie games in particular, is that because they are smaller, because they're meant to be for smaller audiences than compared to AAA, for example, you get a lot more experimentation, a lot more weirdness happening in a lot of good ways. The game that we're going into next is a browser game. And it is also, Dunk, I just got your DM. Thank you. This next one's a browser game that you all could also play. It is free. And it is called A Number from the Ghost. So if you just type in A Number from the Ghost game, or a number from the ghost.com, it'll take you to the browser, and you'll be able to play it. We're going to be going through it together. This one is really, really interesting. I don't think I've played really any game like it. It's developed by Tom, who I got to talk with earlier today, a little bit about some of the inspirations and why he chose to create a game that was about moving through music. I don't know if y'all in the chat have heard of what is it, synesthesia, when folks are able to visualize music as colors or as different images, specifically shapes and textures. This game is, if like that. I think if synesthesia was manifested in a game, it feels like that. Hey, Serious Wolf, I'm totally not late to the raid, but I gotta run and learn. Yes, please enjoy your dinners. Thank you again so much. I hope you have a wonderful kickoff to your weekend. Uncle of Pearl, also hello, Uncle of Pearl. Synesthesia, I have a feeling I have some degree of it. I imagine a good chunk of people do. I don't think I had. One thing I've noticed is, at least in terms of colors and textures, I do see specific colors and textures when thinking about music in relation to choreography, especially. And I don't necessarily know if that is related to synesthesia or just my interpretation of dance and choreography and movement. But I do know that when I'm trying to listen to music and specifically think about movement, I start seeing like colors and shapes and textures, which I find really fun. And this game does that. Because I relate numbers to colors since I was a child, and music to colors too. I've heard of that. I've seen, there's a TikTok actually account where this person goes through and talks about different colors and what numbers they are. And I find that fascinating because that's something that I'm like, I don't really see that at all. I don't connect personally to that, but I love hearing what this person sees when they see those colors. So we are going to dive into A Number from the Ghost. Now, what's really cool, this developer is a musician as well as an artist and also game developer. And this is an interactive music video, essentially. So I'm going to open it on up, and we're gonna jump in, and I'm gonna let you all actually pick which one we do first. Now let me actually it's gonna take a second because I realize it's not capturing properly, because I need a different window, because it's not a game, it is a browser source. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay, I think you should be able to see it now. And by now, I mean here, now. There we go. So this is... Boop, boop. Oh, geez. I don't know what is going on. Discord has totally messed with some of my scenes. Boop, boop. Okay. I feel like we're almost... Window capture is for some reason only showing part of it. Oh, very, very odd. Discord, why? I know. Here, let's turn that off because we don't have two people hanging out right now. There we go. Okay, that should look much better. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels to pick from. I vote Atomize. You're ready. You're there. We've got Atomize, One Stop, Asleep in Trees, Always Here, Black Cassette, and Home. Home feels like it needs to be like the last one. I don't know. Something about home feels very final. Atomize does seem really cool. I like whatever these little bubbles are. I think these little, like, I don't know, plants, whatever those are. I think that would be pretty neat to try. Let's see. Firelight, thank you for the follow. And also Fun Chop, appreciate the follow. Ad Hoc with the resub. My goodness, 29 months. Oh my gosh. It's good to see you all. Thank you. Let's do Atomize. I think that would be cool. That looks neat. I don't know how long each of these songs are, so we're going to have to play it by ear. I want to be able to try and get through most all, if not all of them, but we will see. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to turn this lovely chill hop away. Again, this is based in a browser, and I was talking to the developer, and he said that you could play this on your phone if you wanted, on your iPad, on a computer like I'm doing tonight, right here. So there's a number of ways that you could enjoy this. All right, I'm gonna do a quick volume boost. Let me know. That looks like it's pretty solid. As a child go on, okay. With silver infinite. And it's meant to just be, thank you for the text, everyone. Let me know if it does end up getting a little loud. Find the road back home. Whoa. But never seem to go. Oh, that just gave me goosebumps. What? Oh! Oh my gosh, are we walking? I don't know where we are anymore. When I fell in the room, sunk in the moon. Ooh, the way the clouds move. It's like a heartbeat in the sky. We found something Holy mackerel. Oh, jeez. There's a screenshot that we saw. Whoa. Can I walk on this water? Y'all, welcome in. Share some snacks with the Raiders. We are playing the most wild experience. I'm having a blast. Whoa. We're playing an interactive music video right now, and so I'm going through, but welcome Raiders. It's so good to see you. This is a part of IndieCade's festival selection. Oh my goodness, this is wild. Whoa. Okay, welcome, Raiders. Sorry, I wanted to make sure we finished that experience because holy mackerel. We are playing a number from The Ghost. Oh my gosh, that's perfect right there. We're playing a number from The Ghost. This is a interactive music video experience. It's a part of IndieCade selection. We talked with the developer earlier this morning, and now we're experiencing the game. And honestly, it's like the perfect way to kick off a Friday night. If you just wanted to listen to the music, vibe, enjoy the sights. It's so good to see you. Truey, again, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well, Truey. Rainpipe, happy to have you here. Welcome to the cafe. Welcome, Smash Bash / Nash Thrash. That is an incredible name. Rainpipe, again, so happy you're here. The album is on Spotify, so if you just want to listen to the music, go for it. I feel like we're already in the next music video at this point. Oh my gosh. We did something so different but similar. What? What were you doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What? Oh, hello. This is like the level select. This is the coolest level select I've ever seen in my life. We were playing The Invincible. I'm so excited for The Invincible. That is going to be a wild game experience. How are you liking it so far? Or did you finish it? Did you just one shot go through the entire thing? The Invincible is going to be great. All right, so we have 5 doors. It looks like this first one is the one we just did with Atomize. I'm curious if y'all have any inclinations, any feelings about doors 1, 2, 4, or 5, going from the left to the right. If you have one that you're like, I would like to see this next music video, let me know. I'll give you all a second to look at it, see if you put down some numbers, because we'll go through probably all of them. Don't worry if yours isn't selected, but number 4, door 4 looks interesting. We didn't finish. They only want us to show us beginning until the game comes out. Yes. I forget the name of 4, but I remember thinking that it looked interesting. Okay. 4, Aya says 4. Also, welcome, Aya. It's good to see you. All right. Well, let's do door number 4. Ooh, it does look interesting. Again, this is meant to be interactive music video experience, so I'm trying not to talk too much so that you can just enjoy the music. Before we hop in though, did the volume sound okay? Because I know it sort of swelled by the end, but I think, especially if I'm not talking, like I want you to just enjoy the music. So if the volume sounds good, we can step into door number 4. Hey, Caliste. Makes me think of the windows in Play School, right? Atomize 1, 2 is one stop, 3 is asleep, 4 is always here. Ooh, okay, perfect. And volume was good. All right, let's step in. Let's see what there is in this one. Oh, this one's Black Set. Ooh. Oh my God. We are Alice in Wonderland Fallen.
I took a number from the ghost, riddled down the magic roads, a little frightening, a little frightening. Deadbolt on the door, he don't come around no more. It's all over now, it's all over now.
gosh, I feel like we're just... We're sledding? Oh my gosh, we're sliding. Oh!
I took a house to the moon, little sleeping in. We won the team.
This is my Barbie dream house, y'all. Oh my god. Games are good, Hinton. Whoa, what is that? The wild thing is, we could have gone so many other directions. Like this one. Whoa, what's this? This is a Barbie dream house. Oh. Ooh, I see the little dots to follow. This is back in the game. Whoa, that was different. Oh my gosh. This is like the windbreaker I wore when I was a kid. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're going even further down the rabbit hole. Whoa. Whoa. I like forgot to keep moving because I was so entranced with everything happening. Do we go down? Whoa!
This back is sad, strong like a wind. It's all
Are we going back up? Look.
It's all over now.
Y'all. Nice balance between chill and chaotic. I 100% agree. Holy moly, that was amazing. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Barbie dream houses only do this when they're very excellent. Yes. Oh, that was so cool. And I agree. Fun Chop, can this be available in VR? I don't know if the developer is listening, lurking. If this ever was available in VR, I would just be so happy. I would get a VR headset for this, because can you imagine just being able to like immerse yourself 100% and allow your, oh, that would feel so good. Even just in this screen, it feels amazing. I keep getting little goosebumps and chills just from this, right? Creative Minds, how is your night going? It looks like it would be cool in VR. I only saw a bit of it. And thank you, Dunk, for linking. We are currently playing A Number from the Ghost. This is free. So if you like this and you're like, I want to explore, I want to feel the music and like really control my journey through the song, you can go to that website that Dunk linked, play it for yourself, enjoy it, and tell me what your favorite track is. Love that we can look out the window to the paths here. Getting settled in Southwest Portland? Heck yes! And yeah, this is free 99. All right, so we have done. Oh, interesting. They change order because we've done this one. That's Atomize. We did what's now door number 1, which is Black Cassette, I think. So now, did you all want? We're gonna go between doors 2, 3, which is Grassy, or the last one. Ooh, with a lot of lines and texture. We see 3, I see 2, I see a 3. 3 is Grassy. Let me know. I'll wait for another maybe like 15, 30 seconds just so y'all can put in the chat. We will eventually go through all of them. So, whoops. The box. Don't worry if we don't pick your selection now, because we will. Don't worry. Yeah, they all look amazing. Oh my gosh. I may have gotten out. Don't worry. We'll eventually go through to 2 because that one looks cool too. I'll go with 3 because I'm feeling the grass. I'm feeling the outdoors, even though technically we were outdoors for the other ones. And just as a reminder, this is an IndieCade selection. This stream is thanks to IndieCade. I had the fortunate opportunity of being able to host the show and tell this morning, which was a selection of 15 games, all showcased in a 2-hour span. Each developer got about like 5-7 minutes to talk about their game. We watched the trailers, and it was a lot of fun. So be sure to check that out on the Steam page. They'll be looping it all throughout the event, and they'll be looping this stream as well throughout the event so that folks can see this game in action, because, oh my gosh, I think I have to admit, when someone says interactive music video, I'm kind of like, what? How could it feel to walk through a scene as music is playing? Feels pretty dang awesome. It feels pretty good. Also, I feel like, maybe because I'm closer, I feel like the clouds look different this time. But all right. So here we go. This is boom ba-da-doom. Always Here. You find yourself back where it started. Also, it says 13 out of 14. Are there 14 tracks? Will we be able to play 14 of these songs eventually? Oh, dang, I love this. Oh, the city's growing.
But did I see you dance on weather days? I pluck a baby from the stars. She's sleeping on the floor. I believe it. 'Cause we don't plant no seeds. We reap in every season. Passing along the words I know. I love my silver, I love my gold.
Here it is. Whoa. No, I want to go to the trees. Let me go to the skies.
We built a song.
Oh, I love the way it was muffled when we were underneath the water,
In the field.
and then it became clear when we came out.
'Cause we don't pump the brakes. We come and we take.
The sound design is so good.
Living in the atmosphere. I may be distant, but I'm always here.
I want to touch one of these yellow things. Oh, seasons change. Whoa, what is this tree? I wonder if we can get gosh, the seasons, no. Are we gonna fall through again? There we go. Oh. Look, you can see the forest up there. Always here. Oh my gosh. That was a cool transition. Yeah, that's so right. Oh my goodness. At least it's more incentive for us to play ourselves. Oh yeah, it's a change. I know. Let me do a refresh because I think I was told that after a few times, a few tracks, there's a bit of a memory leak, and so if you do see like everything getting a little bit choppier, refreshing should help after like a track or two. Okay, so let's hit play. There we go. All right. Now I'm curious, and I don't know if it's on the website. I don't know if there are a total, maybe there's more tracks around here, or maybe they're just planned for the future and they're just not in this build. But it looks like we have only, I think this is home. Track 6 is not home itself. I think this is home. And so, whoa, that's just like a cool perspective. Looking at the doorways. So I think we'll only be able to play these tracks, but I think there may be more. Well, I guess this song is playing, so this is technically the 6th track. On Bandcamp there are 6? Okay. There's like something out of 14 under when we clicked on one of the songs. So I'm like, are there 14 planned? I hope so. I hope there's more. This is amazing. Okay, so we have 2 more. The 2 doors we have left to experience. This one, which looks kind of like it's got sort of a paper mache feel to it almost. Like looks like I forget the paper that I used to use, but it was like kind of thin paper. And then we have this last one, which almost has like a cardboardy, wood blocky look, like if you etched wood block or rubber blocks, like stamps. So I'm thinking, just because it's so different compared to the others visually, let's do this one, and then we'll end with the other, more like pastel-y, because that one fits like some of the others we've played. 2? Oh, hope so. Yes, Creative Mind's gonna go grab some dinner. Good catching you, and I'll probably check out this game at some point. You should. I know I'll be listening to the tracks, and what's cool is that now when I listen to the tracks, I'll be able to visualize these scenes, which is kind of nice. But yes, have a wonderful dinner, Creative. Glad the move has gone well and that you've settled in and you're settling in. Okay, so, oh, Aya said 2. All right, let's do 2 then. I say let's go for it. You want to, you got it. I can definitely help with that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, and I think Pearl also, you're right. You said 2 was what you wanted. Yeah, it's less the entire stream getting choppy and more so just the screen. That's good. Hopefully that refresh will have fixed it then. All right, here we go. I forget the title for this one. I think it was, there we go. Asleep in Trees. Okay, and it said Canopy is 11 out of 12, so maybe that doesn't mean...
Round the way.
Whoa. We're in the ceiling.
Rivers from the rain. The howling comes again.
Oh no, everything's fragmenting. This will take us back around, maybe? Whoa. Whoa. that was cool.
And did I lose
Ah, the
my
particle,
way
yeah.
while in the trees I lay? The moon appeared.
So pretty though. My gosh. Yeah, the compression is not doing us any favors.
Follow the world you made.
Oh, is that a doorway? Are we going to that? I think it is. I think we're heading into a doorway in the middle of the sky. Oh my gosh. Whoa. This is like, you know those extended, or I forget what they're called, but when people like open their apertures or whatever in cameras and they take pictures and it, instead of cars you see just the lines. It reminds me kind of like that, but in space. So like this is if we did a long shot where instead of cars you see the planets moving. You're like, this is the planet. Does that make sense? I'm like, I know what it is in my head. Yeah, the long exposures. Thank you. It's like long exposure of space.
Bruised and broke.
Extended warranty.
Years gone before I woke.
Oh, everything's back.
Didn't feel too long.
Whoa.
Didn't feel long.
That's not the same.
But I missed you.
Or maybe it is. It is. Whoa. I honestly could just look through this window for a long time. We don't even have to explore the rest of the house. I think this is back at the beginning. That's a different color. Whoa! What? Whoa! That was such an incredible ending. I did not expect the colors to change like that. And this is when it turns to horror. This is when the jump scare happens. Okay, let me quickly refresh it again just to give it the best chance possible. I wonder also here, let me go to medium. Maybe that'll help too. Oh my gosh. This game is so freaking beautiful, y'all. I am a big fan of pop music, so this kind of like poppy electronic genre also just sits really well with me. I love that there's a trash can here, by the way. Like, it's just, you know, gotta make sure I have a place to throw away the trash. And again, just as nice reminder in between for anyone who's just popped in, we are playing A Number from the Ghost. This is an interactive music video experience, and it's a part of the IndieCade Festival happening this week and next. If you are into indie games, if you like games that are a little bit different, you know, they're trying out new things like this, interactive music videos, check out the IndieCade just selections and nominees. There's an outstanding list of games this year, every year, honestly. We played Mother Player earlier today, talked with the developers. There's one game that looks so cool. I'm blanking on the name. It's a game where you actually use your microphone to play. You actually talk to the game and answer the phone in the game and like use it to solve puzzles. So these are very unconventional ways of playing. I highly encourage you to take a look at the titles that they've curated. It's so good. So number as in music. I was thinking it was a phone number the whole time. Yeah, no, like number as in like music. Although, would it be super cool if somehow all of these combined to create a phone number that you could call and you get a whole nother music track through the phone? Secret song. I don't know, bit of a stretch, but I think that would be cool. Thank you, Dunk. Yes, Unknown Number, a first-person talker. That one looks really, really cool. I'm super excited. I think, if I remember correctly, there is a free demo available. And a lot of these games, if they're not available, do have a free demo. So definitely just go through, check them out. There was another one that it's fully released called Gerda. Something Winter. But it's called Gerda, and it's this game about a nurse in 1945, and that one was really interesting. It's published by Don't Nod, so that's kind of cool that Don't Nod's known for a lot of their narrative games. A Flame in Winter. I think, Dunk, you are so fast. Holy mackerel. Oh my god. So yeah, lots of indie games. Let us go through this final track. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And see what it has in store. One Stop. You'll fall to pieces. One Stop track, 11 out of 11. Oh. Okay, that's fun. I've just got cheesy jokes while eating food. We need cheesy jokes, Med. That's a critical part of the stream. Okay, y'all, I'm glad we saved this for last. You were all right. You were right. Again, sorry if the stream is fighting this. Play this for free. Go to the website. Whoa. The movement of these particles is wild. It's like they're guiding me. Can I step off of this? I can! Oh my god. Look at how far we fell. And we're gonna continue to go. Whoa, that was an amazing transition. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Hey Blue Ander, welcome in. Sit real still and we will be fine. Oh, that's where we came in from. Hold on, climb until dawn. Never leave if the ladder heaves. Pull me down. Pull me down to the ground. Sometimes I don't even know if I'm controlling it or if it's guiding me. Everything is just like feelings right now. Just vibes. Whoa. In the window frame, cut a hole in the wall and wrote my name. Come down now. What? Follow me. Before we float away. Before That was cool. And I am so happy that we saved that one for last because what's incredible is I'm like, I don't even really know what I'm feeling, but I'm just feeling like you were saying, Dunk, like just so much whoa, too much whoa, like what? um, that's just so beautiful. Again, if you like this music, it's on Spotify. If you just search up a number from the ghost. But you can also go through these experiences yourself and play them on the website that Dunk has linked, a numberfromtheghost.com. The artist is also on Bandcamp. Bandcamp's a great place to support artists. So please, you can also pick up the tracks there, listen to them there. Holy mackerel, that was so nice. Again, welcome in, Blue Ander. I totally agree. Just what a joy. And again, something that I don't think I would have maybe picked up on my own had IndieCade not put it, in my sort of realm and said, hey, do you want to play this game for the showcase? And I was like, sure, why not? I'll give anything a try once. And I am so happy they pushed me towards this and that I did, because this is absolutely beautiful. What a great demonstration of web tech as well, right? Which one did you like the most? Firestar! Thank you for the resub! Thank you everyone for dropping snacks for Firestar here. I'm clicking out of the game so I can throw some snacks at Firestar. I was gonna say throw some fire snacks. What is my favorite? Okay. Let's go and look. We've done all 5 separate tracks. Fire snacks. Those are like Cheetos, right? You liked Black Cassette the most? Oh, that's a tough one. I think I really liked Atomize the most. It was the first one we did. I think this was Black Cassette, right? The one that was the Casa House. My not the Mojo Dojo Casa House. It was like Barbie Dream House for me, honestly. This one was Atomize, if I'm remembering correctly. Excuse me. This one was the Seasons Changing one. I'm blanking on the name. And I'm blanking on the name for this one, but this is also, what is it? That was the one with like the paper and the cracks in the walls. It reminded me a little bit of Spirited Away. I don't know why. I think it was the paper moments. In my head, it looks like a lot of pieces of paper, and it reminds me of when Haku is like coming up and like landing in the spirit bathhouse and has all of the paper that's attacking him. I don't know why it reminded me of that, but it did. Season Changes, I think, was Always Here. Always Here. Yes, you're right. It was Always Here. Just for the kick of it, I want to do Atomize again just because it was so good and I am really digging the track. So selfishly, I'm going to play it one more time. Just because it's so good. I just loved it so much. Okay. I think something about the direction of the song and how it's like grows, because it starts so simple, like with just the one voice, and then everything coming in just felt so powerful. Again, look at this. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's like if PT, but beautiful and not scary. We're gonna go into a different room. Thanks for the hydrate. I'll do it in just a second, Sandwichy. Whoa! At it from a different spot. Okay. That's cool. I liked that. Whoa.
Down below the floor, we found something
I did not notice that last time.
we had our lives of freedom
Whoa.
in the middle. Light comes into the room. There's a scene of your mother as she lies on a bed with you. Over and over
Different stuff to notice each time is right.
until it's on fire. Blow the smoke inside of a jar.
I would love to know what it's like to create these scenes, because my goodness. I don't think I noticed the vibration of these little cattails last time. Oh, this is so cool. Whoa. Whoa, yeah, we did not get this color combo last time. Whoa. And the lights, yeah, I feel like the lights are a little bit different. Whoa, yeah, that's definitely different. So good. That's atomized. I think that is by far my favorite, and I'm kind of amazed. We picked it as our first one, and for me, like that for me was like, this is so good. They're all really good. Again, this is free. You can play this for no money at all. Just open up your web browser, go to anumberfromtheghost.com. You can play it yourself, enjoy the music. Go to Bandcamp, go to Spotify. The tracks are available on those platforms as well. Bandcamp, I have very limited knowledge of the music industry, but from what I've heard, Bandcamp is better for artists. So if you are considering like supporting the developer, maybe purchasing the tracks from Bandcamp is probably the way to go. But again, don't quote me on it because I am not as familiar with like music stuff and how that works. anumberfromtheghost.com/music shows you the levels clearly. Let's take a quick look at that. /music. Okay, there we go. So these are a little bit easier. If you're like, I just want to go to a specific track, not have to go through the levels, you can also see the thumbnails for each level here. Home is, I thought initially was going to be another track, but that is just like the home level that we were just hanging in. Golly, that was so cool. Oh. All right, so we're going to play, actually, let me see a number, was it from the Ghost? Let's just like let this play in the background as we wind down the stream. Thank you all for hanging out with me, for chilling. Here, let's switch. Boop. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Indeed, we went directly into Atomize and now we went to the door for right. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you to IndieCade for allowing me to take some time, enjoy these demos with you and with the rest of the IndieCade community. Again, go to IndieCade.com to check out all of the events they have happening. If you are, I believe, in the LA area, they have Night Games, which is an event happening on November 10th and 11th. You can go and play many of these games in person at an event, and many games that aren't able to be showcased digitally because they're in-person physical games. One of the games that I got to talk to this morning was called Chumo. And it's these developers who created a game about where the players are exorcists and they perform East Asian exorcist ritual. And it was so cool. During the showcase, they showed us in real time the setup and going through each station and what it's like to play the game. And it looked so cool. It's going to be at Night Games, so go and enjoy that if you're in the area. It was a great time. Good. I'm glad you had fun. We haven't done dev interviews like this in a minute on this channel. I used to do a bit more, but it's just hard to schedule at this point in time because my work schedule gets a little bit wonky and energy and bandwidth and everything. But I appreciate y'all showing up for these interviews and these showcase moments that we have. Super Nintendo Dad, fantastic stream. Enjoy the rest of the night and maybe some Suika game. Y'all love me some Suika game. And if you have not heard, or if you're not in the Discord, I will be playing Suika game tomorrow. I'll be experimenting on TikTok, doing some TikTok streaming. So if you are interested in hanging out, TikTok, you can put it up on your desktop. I tried it today. So if you wanted to go to tiktok.com/@Kimchika, that's my handle there. And I'll be just playing some Suika game and maybe... This is not very indie of me, but maybe some Final Fantasy X, because I love Final Fantasy X. But that will be it for today. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for hanging out. Take care of yourselves, enjoy your weekends, and I hope if you get a chance, enjoy IndieCade. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I just realized I don't have a good night sequence or screen because this isn't my normal setup, so I'm gonna put on my starting soon screen just to wind us down nicely, but we're not starting soon, we're ending. Good night, y'all. Oh my gosh, also I forgot to say thank you so much, mods. I appreciate and love you all. Oh my goodness. Have a good night, everyone.